Hello, beautiful people. Let's take a look at gut instinct. The best way to start is by taking a bird's eye view of who and what we are as human beings. So everything in our world is energy, including us. We're made up of a mind, a body, a soul, and layered into that we also have our emotional body or system and our empathic or psychic body or system. And as a whole, that makes us this amazing, full-blown, like an energy machine. We're like this energy creature that's moving through life. And we therefore interact most effectively with energy because that is what we are and what we're made up of. And what this means is that when we have interactions of any kind in our life, that carries a frequency with it. That includes people, an experience, or everything, anything and everything. And this is where we have these responses to things that may be different from, they may not be seen. So we have our physical world. We have things that we see and hear and touch and feel. We also, though, have this whole etheric world that we know is there, the emotions, the feelings, all the things that we can't actually touch, but we sense and we know that they're there. And because they are made up of energy, they are just as real as things that we can physically touch. And the reason I'm talking about all this is because if we're thinking about a gut instinct isn't something that you can put a tangible finger on. It's in that sensory realm. So let's have a look at what happens and what it is. So, for example, you're having a conversation with someone and their messages are saying one thing, but you have a mixed response. Your gut response is, no, this is off. There's something about what this person's saying. It's just off. Your intuition, which is another aspect, is saying, yeah, what they're saying is off, but this particular person is fine. It's just that there's something going on with this particular thing that they're talking about. And so your intuition has sort of deep dived and has read a lot more into the situation. So what's happened there? First of all, your mind has been the word processor, and that is picked up on the sort of the face that the person has presented to you, the words that they've said. However, people, for a number of reasons, often unconsciously, can lie. They can say one thing, but they maybe feel or mean another. And for whatever reason, they're just not conveying that. But energy cannot lie. Energy is the truest thing we have because everything is energy, including the frequency of that interaction or that conversation. And so your brain is processing one aspect, that sort of two-dimensional aspect of the conversation, which are the words and the messages that the person's conveying. Your gut has that real, is this safe or not, measure going on. So your gut is in your solar plexus chakra, if we think of the chakra system, which we all carry as energetic beings. And your solar plexus chakra is all about, it's the seat of action in your body. And it's hardwired to keep us alive on the fear side. So if we think about the two forces in our world of fear and love, your solar plexus has, over the gazillion years that people have been walking the planet, has evolved to be wired towards fear to keep us alive. This is where we're talking about, the cave people going into new territory and scanning for the saber-toothed tiger, using that gut response to go fight or flight. Is it safe or freeze? What do I do? How do I stay alive? Rather than scanning that horizon for, say, fruit trees or a watering hole where there's going to be a lot of food, that kind of thing. So your gut response, as I say, fear. And so that will be reading this conversation in a way that's sort of looking to protect you. It's more fear-based. However, your intuition, that is working more strongly with I talked about the empathic or psychic body, with your heart and your soul, and with your emotional body as well. And those energy systems within you are more skewed or aligned with the love aspect. What that means in more detail is what is for the highest good? What is the best thing for you in this situation? What are you drawn to that makes you feel good, that is just right? It lines up with your values. It sparks that light within you that is your path, that is just the right direction for you to be going in. It just feels right. That is your intuition. And that is telling you that this person, even though the particular thing they're talking about right now might not be for you, but this person is someone who is good for you to be around. They may be a friend or a colleague, whatever it is. Just because what they're saying in this conversation carries a frequency of, nah, not quite right, doesn't mean that the actual person is off. Whereas if your intuition was saying to you, I think this person actually is just after something that's just to better themselves, and they're really not going to do the right thing by you, and your intuition said that about them, as well as your gut saying, and what they're saying right now isn't actually a match with the words that they're saying, then that is perhaps something where you would go, okay, I'm actually just going to distance myself a bit from this whole situation, this person. And so there's these layers, and it's really important that you, above all else, trust your intuition. And I hope you can see from that example why I say that. Your intuition is wired to work for your highest good. You might not be able to process all the different reasons why, but your intuition and all those different energy bodies that are working within the amazing energy system that is you, that knows. It knows in that split second. It reads the energy and it says, this is for you, or no, move away. Your gut has its place, but always take that big picture view on what your gut and your mind tell you, because your gut, remember, is wired towards fear. It's wired towards keeping you alive. And in this day and age, sometimes that's a little unhelpful, because we don't really have to fight for our survival like we used to. We more and more want to move towards what is for our highest good, what's going to fulfill us and make us happy. We're lucky in that we don't have to fight for our survival as much anymore. So yes, listen to your gut instinct, but remember, have that have that sort of perspective on it, that you collaborate with your gut. It's sort of like consulting and saying, well, what do you think, gut instinct? What is your view? And your gut instinct will tell you. And then you can go, okay, well, knowing that that is going to be more fear biased, I'm going to take that. And then I'm going to layer into that, what is your mind telling you? So your mind will have all sorts of rational things, and your mind is amazing. But remember, your mind is aligned more with your ego. So we've got a monkey mind, right? It tells us lots of stories. It's, again, a little bit more fear-based. And so that's where we go, okay, so collaborate also with your mind and go, yeah, I understand what you're saying. And I've got those two perspectives. And now I'm going to layer in my intuition. What was sometimes it's a physical response. What did I really feel? Physical and emotional. What did I really feel about that person and what they were saying to me? Just split second. Do I feel good about this or not? Listen to that. But know that there's this incredible, complex, energetic system and all these gazillion different frequencies going on that are contributing to that instinctive moment that you know something is either for you or maybe not for you. And trust it, because it is incredible and it is always, always right. Thank you.